For Wednesday, we're going to give you 8 picks here from week 1 of college football. Before we get into just a couple of things, these will be for the Saturday games. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Free college football picks are updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports. We also have, MLB. We have NFL, WNBA, CFL, European football, a lot more. So it's a good time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel, hey, the thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing our top cappers in our industry. Click the link to the hot cappers to get signed up to one of their packages. You'll find our premium picks at the top of the page. Drop down menus here with the free picks. As you scroll down, you'll find our best bets featured. Our latest premium picks. If you're looking for our best bets of the day, the cappers can designate 1 pick per day per sport. So you'll see multiple if they're handicapped one sport here with best bets here on the site. So be sure to check the best bet tab. Each capper can have one $15 premium pick on their card just to showcase their service. So that's the $15 premium pick there on our site, some newer features. So check out Tony'sPicks.com, get signed up. Also, we're running a promo code. You can save 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT, you can access our page by clicking the link in the description, the All Cappers tab, then get signed up. Also love to hear from you guys, so post your picks in the comments below. Also looking for cappers. To apply, go to Tony'sPicks.com footer section, submit your form. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. Washington State versus Wisconsin, college football pick here for Saturday. Of course, Washington State opened up against FCS Idaho, came away with the 24-17 home win. Cougars, an inexperienced offensive team, returning 4 starters on offense, 6 on defense. Now, it'll be Incarnate Word transfer. Cameron Ward at quarterback for transferring Jaden DeLaura, who's now with Arizona. Ward went 25 of 40 for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Vandals. Of course, Jake Dickert is the first-year head coach after serving as an in-season interim coach starting the season here as a defensive coordinator last year. The front 7 is experienced, but the team lacks experience over in their secondary. Washington State defended the run well in their opener and allowed 212 passing on 21 of 32 attempts. They held opponents last year to 24 points and 373 yards a game. That was their strength, was their defense a season ago. Wisconsin opened with FCS Illinois State. They win 38-0. They piled up 440 yards with a balanced offensive approach. Paul Christ is in his 8th season at the school. Graham Hertz completed 15 of 16 for 219 yards and a touchdown in the win. He's back, but he'll need to improve his game. Offense is inexperienced, returning 5 on offense, 3 return on the offensive line with their running back. That leaves new starters at the receiver position. Badgers return only 3 on the defense. That was number 1 in the nation, allowing 240 yards a game. Wisconsin, with an underperforming quarterback, will still be a run-heavy team. Defensive style coach at Washington State with an Incarnate Word, former starter quarterback here. I would expect this to be rather low scoring. The player will be Washington State and Wisconsin under 49.5. Memphis versus Navy, college football pick for Saturday. Memphis 0-1. They lose at Mississippi State to open the season 49-23. They fell behind 28-3 at the half. Then it was 35-3 early in that second half. They gained only 294 yards with quarterback Seth Hennigan completing 19 of 30 passes, 165 yards and a touchdown. The problem really was moving the chains. They converted only 25% of the third down conversions there. That cost them the victory. Memphis had trouble containing the Mississippi State pass attack as well. They gave up 450 yards passing on 38 of 49 completions and 5 touchdowns. This was a defense in 2021 that sat 126 on third down and surrendered 429 yards. Third down defense was an issue in defeat to Mississippi State. Memphis struggled in their pass defense last year, allowing 64% completions for 257 yards. Navy 0-1. They lose at home to FCS Delaware 14-7. Delaware's first ever win against an FBS school. Offense sputtered in the opener for the midshipmen, just 319 yards, 184 on the ground on 63 carries. They run for just 2.9 yards a carry here on Delaware. Navy did contain the Delaware offense here, surrendering 202 yards, only 13 rushes for 29 carries. Midshipman does return 5 on offense, 6 to the defense. Of course, Tigers lost their final 4 road games last season. We'll back the midshipmen here based on their defensive play to keep Navy in this one. The player will be Navy here at +6.5. Maryland versus Charlotte, college football pick here for action on Saturday. Maryland comes off a 31-10 home win to Buffalo in their opener. Terrapins moved the football for 446 yards, 149 rushing. Talia Tagovailoa hit on 24 of 34 passes for 290 yards with a touchdown. Maryland held the Terrapins to 268 yards, 108 rushing for 3 yards a carry. Charlotte, they're 0-2. They lose 41-24 at home to FCS school, William & Mary. 49ers surrendered 559 yards to the Tribe in defeat. 303 yards rushing, 256 yards allowed through the air. Charlotte does return 8 stars on offense. Quarterback Chris Reynolds sat out the loss at William & Mary. Still scratching my head on that one. Maybe he'll see action here again as they kind of shuffling quarterbacks at Charlotte. Of course, Charlotte's defense has been torched in their first 2 games, giving up an average of 520 yards and 260 yards rushing and passing. Maryland has the offense to exploit these bad defenses. We've seen that in the past from them in these mid-majors. The play here will be Maryland, Charlotte to go over 65.5. UNLV versus California college football pick. This one goes off Saturday. UNLV 1-0 after their 52-21 home win to FCS Idaho State 2 weeks ago. It was a good showing by the offense, producing 554 yards. Quarterback Doug Brumfield hit on 21 to 25 passes for 356 yards and 4 touchdowns. The run game generated 149 yards on 33 carries, 6 return here on offense, 6 to the defense for the Rebels. Receiving core strength for this team. California 1-0 with their 34-13 home win to FCS UC Davis. Golden Bears produced 414 yards in their win, 147 rushing. Quarterback Jake Plummer hit on 23 of 35 passing for 268 yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick. Defensively, the Golden Bears allowed the Aggies 387 yards with 242 passing yardage with 32 of 50 attempts picking off 2. This is an inexperienced California team returning 3 on offense, 5 to the defense. UNLV's improvement will be enough to cover against this rebuilding California team. The player will be UNLV here at plus the 13 points. Houston versus Texas Tech college football pick. This one goes off Saturday. Houston 1-0 after the 37-35 road overtime win at UTSA. Cougars rallied from 14 points down in the fourth quarter to force the overtime. Their offense generated 346 yards. Veteran quarterback Clayton Tune hit on 22 of 32 for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Houston, this team was built on defense. It was not a good defensive performance here. They gave 441 yards to that Roadrunners team. 337 in the passing game. 2 first-year starters sit at each corner spot here for Houston. 11 penalties and 4 sacks led to too many negative yards. They ran for only 3.2 yards a carry in that game. Houston returned 7 starters on offense, 6 to the defense. The offensive line has only 2 starters back. Now, Texas Tech, they're 1-0. They beat FCS Murray State 63-10. They gained 605 yards in the win. Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire is in his first season as head coach, returning 6 starters on offense and defense. Taking over as offensive coordinator is Zach Kitley, who was he ran that pretty much pass-happy offensive style with Western Kentucky. Remember, they were second in the nation in attempted passes last year with Kitley at Western Kentucky. Donovan Smith got the call at quarterback, 14 of 16 completions for 221 yards and 4 touchdowns. That was against their FCS opponent. Texas Tech was a poor defensive team last year, sitting 126 on third down, giving up 408 yards a game. Teams completed 66% of their passes on the Red Raiders for 261 yards, 7.9 yards per pass attempt. Daniel Holgerson has built a really good defensive culture at Houston and prefer this side until the Red Raiders can show better defensively. The play here will be Houston plus 3. Iowa State versus Iowa college football pick. This one goes off on Saturday. Iowa State 1-0 after their 42-10 home win to FCS Southeast Missouri State. It gained 469 yards of offense in that win. Head coach Matt Campbell, it's his 7th season, but the team lacks experience with only 5 starters returning on offense, only 3 to the defense. Lots of skill exit on offense, including quarterback, running back, and pass-catching tight end. 6 of their top 8 tacklers exit the program as well. Hunter Deckers won the quarterback battle, coming off a good showing against the FCS opponent. He saw limited action in 4 games last season. Now, Iowa, they're 1-0. They hosted FCS South Dakota State. They win only 7-3. Poor offensive showing, just 166 yards in the win. Hawkeyes defense did show up, though, holding Jack Rapids to 120 yards and recording 2 fourth-quarter safeties to break a 3-3 tie. Sam Petrus, a poor showing, hitting on 11 of 25 for 109 yards. I guess they're going to stick with Petrus. He has some heat coming into this season. They wanted better out of him last season. Iowa has been a strong defensive team for some time. Last year, holding teams to just 19 points and 320 yards, sitting 13th in the nation in both categories. Under has come in 12-3-1 in their past 16 meetings, and The past 7 in Iowa has gone under. Looks like just another struggle for points from each side here. The play will be Iowa and Iowa State to go under 40.5. Akron versus Michigan State. College football pick. This one goes off on Saturday. Akron 1-0 after their 30-23 home win to FCS St. Francis. Zips gained 384 yards in the win. Joe Moorhead in his first season with the Zips has 8 starters back on offense and defense. They were 2-10 last year. DJ Irons was under center in the opener, hitting 23-38 for 270 yards. The entire offensive line returns from a Zips team that averages 18 points and 326 yards a game. They ran for only 3.2 yards a carry. Defensively, Akron was 126 in the nation in points, as they allowed 42 a game, along with 498 yards of offense. Michigan State comes off the 35-13 home win to Western Michigan. Spartans moved the football effectively, 430 yards, 197 of it rushing. Peyton Thorne, 12-24 for 233 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick, I should say. The defense returns 9 starters. There's a big talent difference here. The Zips will have trouble getting points on this Spartans defense. The play here will be Michigan State at minus 34 in this one. Middle Tennessee State versus Colorado State. College football pick for Saturday. Middle Tennessee State fell to 0-1 after their 44-7 road defeat at James Madison. Remember, James Madison is now an FBS school. The Raiders a poor offensive performance, 119 yards for the game, 12 rushing on 28 carries. Head coach Rick Stockstill, 17th year with the team, 5 starters back on offense, 6 in the defense. Cade Cunningham returned under center, hit only 18-32 for 110 yards and a touchdown. Blue Raiders had struggles offensively last year on third down. They averaged just 4.9 yards per play, 6.5 yards per pass attempt. Middle Tennessee State held opponents to 26 points a game a season ago, so the defense played well. But the Blue Raiders gave up 548 yards to James Madison, 261 rushing, 287 through the air. Now Colorado State, they fall to 0-1 with their 51-7 road defeat at Michigan. Rams gained only 219 yards in defeat. 2 starters returned to the offensive line, and the Rams have their playmakers back. Redshirt freshman Clay Miller went 16-20 for 137 yards with a touchdown and a pick. Rams are inexperienced on the defensive line with only 1 starter back. Inexperienced on both lines for Colorado State. We look to the underdog here. The play here will be Middle Tennessee State here at plus the 11. All right, that was our college football pick show, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, set those notifications for more videos. I'm Tony T. Back tomorrow with more free picks.